Swain Event and SwainEvent.com. Fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. 865-255-03. Thursday. Best day of the week. June the 24th. Brad Matthews, Jason Swain live here from the Low T Center studio. Ben McKee. One last day in Omaha. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my good friend Jason Swain.
When you're at the airport today and you're on the airplane and you're looking out at Omaha, are you going to give it a one last Peyton Manning, Omaha, Omaha, for old time's sake? Ben, think about all the memories that you created while you were there this past week.
No.
You've been reminiscing?
Omaha.
Because why, Ben?
No.
You'll be back soon, right?
What do you mean?
You'll be back soon. Tennessee plays at Omaha. You'll be there to cover them. So,
yeah.
You should be back soon.
That is the expectation. Tennessee baseball received good news yesterday. I'm sure we'll get to that here momentarily.
Now.
Well, I figured I'd wrap up your thought on me departing from Omaha first.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
It's been a fun week, but a disappointing week. I came out here hoping that I'd get to cover Tennessee winning a national championship, and it was a disappointing week to say the least. But still had a good time with some of my good friends on the beat this week, so it was definitely worth it. Bucket list item. Glad I got to come out here and say that I've been to Omaha. So I will not be doing the Peyton Manning Omaha on the plane because of the disappointing week, but I did enjoy my time.
Got you.
If that makes sense.
Well, that's all we want, man. We want the best for you, Ben. We want you to have fun. You deserve it. So that's good, my friend.
What's the last thing you do in Omaha following a disappointing trip?
Pack up my stuff and put it in my suitcase and head on out.
Have some drinks at the bar, at the airport bar.
No.
Try to find an open and free concert that's outside.
So you can go to sleep on the flight quicker.
It's only like an hour, 15-minute flight, so I don't know. I didn't try to fall asleep on the way here. Maybe I do on the way back. I am my chili is cold. I mean, I just have zero energy. It just like this entire season in football, basketball, baseball, back to back, going nonstop. It has caught up to me. I am dead. I feel like I do not have a soul. I'm just out of energy. So maybe I do sleep on the way back because your boy is struggling.
Well, we were going to let you kind of steer the ship for this first hour and a half, 2 hours until you had to go so we could catch up on sleep. So what's up with that?
Well, I think if anything, we should let you go back to sleep since here shortly you will be having zero sleep.
I appreciate that, Ben, because those are all facts.
Brad, here's another tip for you. Well, not that I necessarily gave you a tip on life to begin with anyways, but the last thing you do in Omaha, can you take a guess?
Porcelain throne?
I'm sorry, what?
Porcelain throne?
No.
Okay.
Take a shot?
No.
I don't know, man. You got me beat there.
Although those Vegas bombs the other night were very tasteful. Enjoyed them very much. Mike Eckler would love them because they had Red Bull in them.
Oh, nice.
But no more Vegas bombs followed by the tequila. What?
He doesn't drink. He doesn't put anything bad in his body except for Red Bulls. He is pure.
So he does put something bad in his body.
Yeah, no, that's it. Just Red Bull.
I wish you could see the amount of Red Bulls that are currently sitting on my counter from the week. The last thing you do in Omaha, Brad, is make sure that you have purchased and packed a shirt for the wifey.
Oh, that's key. That's key for McKee. McKee's keys.
It's key for any male out there. You make sure that you've packed something to take back to the wifey.
Yeah, she did.
Because
She did take a charge for you, man, at the wedding.
That's wise counsel, Ben.
Yeah, you was able to cover the super regional because she went to the wedding. So yeah, man, she laid down a sacrifice bunt for you.
That was just as much her friend as my friend. So was it really a charge in the lane?
It was.
Was it really a sack bunt?
Yeah,
she squared around 0-2. She still got it down.
Yeah, she could have stayed at home, Ben. So for
no,
sure.
Because the bride, she was just as good of friends with the bride and knew the bride a lot longer than I knew the groom. She grew up with the bride. I went to high school with the groom. So really it was more imperative for her to go rather than me.
Hey, whatever, man. Whatever.
But that's the last thing you do in Omaha, Brad.
So you
make
got the shirt.
sure that you get a T-shirt.
All right, so you got the shirt. You ready to come on home, and hopefully you can help Tony Vitello sign this contract to make him one, if not the highest paid coaches in college baseball. Maybe you can help him do that.
I would gladly. I don't believe in forging people's signature, but if Tony Vitello needs me to forge his signature, I'm all for it if it means signing a new contract for him.
Latest report out of LSU. Is this the gentleman's last name you didn't want to butcher?
Correct.
Glenn. I know the back part of his name is Bo.
The butt of his name.
The butt of his name is Bo. Gulbo. Anyways, LSU beat Tweet yesterday, breaking that the finalists for the LSU baseball job are Arizona's Jay Johnson, East Carolina's Cliff Godwin, and Notre Dame's Link Jarrett. So, no Tony Vitello on that list, but didn't he also say that the Ole Miss coach is going to be the next coach too? Did he say that before?
I don't know if he definitively said that. I know that he reported that Bianco and LSU was picking up steam.
The initial favorite.
Yeah, so you just gotta be, you gotta really pay attention to the words used. If you listen to the show and you listen to, especially the show on Tuesdays, you hear Austin Price when he's dropping nuggets. You gotta be really, really, really careful about listening to the words that are used because they're used carefully by Austin Price, and Chris Lowe's good at it too. When we talk about Jeremy Pruitt's future, and he's dropping those hints. You got to really read into it. So, let's see here. So yeah, no Tony Vitello, man. He's a U's coach, Notre Dame coach, and Arizona's coach. So yesterday, and this is something that Ben has been saying as well, but yesterday I put out a tweet that Tennessee is prepared to make Tony Vitello the highest paid coach in America. And if that were to happen, Tony Vitello would not make it to the 2022 season as the highest paid coach.
No.
It'd be like a week.
It'll be like
a couple days.
What was it?
Until LSU hires a coach.
Correct.
What was it been like when Mike Trout got the
or Vanderbilt pays Tim Corbin more.
Big contract, then it was Bryce Harper, then it was Fernando Tatis, something in that order. But they just kept one-upping each other. So they had the biggest contract. Mookie Betts was in there. They had the highest paid contract ever in MLB history for like 36 hours each.
I'm sure Jacoby Ellsbury's bum you-know-what was in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Tony Vitello should not be the highest paid coach in college baseball when you have guys like Tim Corbin out there that have won multiple championships. So, so when Tennessee, or if Tennessee truly makes Tony Vitello the highest paid coach, LSU is going to have to pay more than that because these candidates that are just named, LSU has kind of moved the market. Tim Corbin is not going to sit back and let Tony Vitello be the highest paid coach in America because he deserves to be the highest paid coach in America based on his resume. So LSU's job is about to, I think, push the market, reset the market, change the market, however you want to say it. But there's going to be a lot of dudes getting some raises because of this LSU job. We see it every year in football. We saw in Alabama gave Nick Saban one of many raises when his name was mentioned with Texas. We've seen Tennessee help get folks paid. I think Tennessee probably broke a record. I know Keon Johnson had a NBA Combine vertical jump record, but we have the record of getting coaches paid during a coaching search with extensions and raises, things like that. Mike Gundy has started giving his back recently because he took so much from Oklahoma State because of Tennessee. So when I say that Tony Vitello, Tennessee's in line or prepared to make him the highest paid coach, that doesn't mean that he's going to be the highest paid coach in 2022. There's too many coaches out here that have done more that also work at big-time programs that's going to pay a lot of money too. So I'll be surprised if Tony Vitello is the highest paid coach entering 22. But he could be if he signs a contract for a couple of days.
Yes. And to your earlier point and to your tweet that you had yesterday that Tennessee is prepared to make Tony Vitello the highest paid coach in college baseball, if at minimum one of the highest paid coaches in college baseball, possibly the highest paid until LSU hires a coach, and then the new LSU coach will be the highest paid coach
probably
in college baseball. The difference, because we've been saying that on the show for a couple of weeks, the difference is Tennessee has made that commitment, been prepared to make that commitment. The difference now compared to what we've been saying over the last few weeks, because we had this conversation while we were in Hoover, is that if Tony Vitello wanted to make it happen at 4 p.m. yesterday, he could have. If he wanted to make it happen at 7 o'clock this morning, he could have. That is the difference. It's no longer about Tennessee is prepared. It's now about when is Tony going to sign. That is the question.
And if Tony wanted to do it during the season, he could have too.
Yes.
Which is why, like, the many times on this program, we've kind of made side jokes about people telling Danny White to pay the man. And it's like, y'all, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. The reason why is because Tennessee had already put together a package for Tony Vitello. He didn't want to deal with it during the season. I'm assuming. Now,
correct.
I don't know what the reason is because now the season is over. So I expect this thing to be done, pretty quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yes.
That's what I'm expecting. So,
assuming that he were to stay at Tennessee, there's no reason that this thing should drag out. And I mean, it's still less than 48 hours, 36 hours since Tennessee's season came to an end. And from my understanding, Tony Vitello has taken the end of the season and going 0-2 in Omaha pretty bad. Pretty hard on himself.
It's time to get to work, man.
Based off the results. So, like, I'm not going to sit here and fault him. Not saying that you are, but just speaking in general, I'm just not going to fault him for not signing during the regular season because LSU could have potentially been a possibility for him. And then, again, 48 hours away from the season coming to an end. It's been an emotional whirlwind since the season came to an end. You had to travel back yesterday morning or middle of the day yesterday, and then you had the meeting or the fans greeting you back at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. I'm saying that there's not really a ton of time since the game ended to go ahead and sign an extension. But, I mean, I would be surprised if it dragged out a week and a half,
Yep, for sure. Hour one is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. We'll take our first break of the day. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Good morning, Swain Event crew. As the weather heats up, so does our market, and from Johnson City to Knoxville, eager buyers are grabbing up many available properties. The chili is hot in East Tennessee, so if you are ready to buy or sell or want to talk more about our local real estate market, I'm just a phone call away. Or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Let's go to the phones this morning, 865-200-5503. This morning, let's get to Josh first. Josh, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Josh.
I'm doing good. First of all, I want to say, love the show. I love the coverage y'all are giving to this baseball program. For somebody who has never really been in tune with college baseball, you've made a fan out of me. You really have. Between y'all and the coverage y'all have given and the way the program's turned, it's been great. I'm actually stationed here for work in Louisiana, and I've been listening to a lot of local sports radio, and there's been a lot of talk about this baseball gig, and Tony's name has been brought up, and the nature of what I'm hearing off of just local radio is he's as far as the fans are concerned, he's completely on the radar, but it's not really looking as his resume. It's just not what they're looking for, from what I'm hearing. But the question I kind of had, just a thought popped up in my head. Do you think it could be a situation where, I know there's a number that was put on the table and he hasn't signed yet? Do you think that maybe he's holding out to see what the market finally, when the dust settles? Do you think he's probably holding out for that LSU job to get locked up, to see where the market is as far as numbers go? I mean, I know they said they're willing to make him the highest paid. Like I said, everything I'm hearing on the radios down here, the fans want him, the fans love him from what I'm getting, but it's just they're not really, for some reason, they're overlooking him because of his lack of experience, I guess is more so to say. And I guess that's all I've really got. Do you think it's probably a good opportunity that he's just sitting back and trying to see where the dice fall and trying to get as much money out of it as he can?
Ben, you want to go first, or you'll be to go?
Yes, I say no. He, in my opinion, he did not sign a contract extension during the regular season for two reasons. The first being that Tony Vitello was truly engaged with his baseball team and trying to win a national championship. You hear that said frequently throughout college sports, whether it be college basketball, college football, college baseball. It doesn't matter the sport. When a coach is perceived as a candidate for a job or is perceived as an up-and-coming head coach, they always say that I'm only focused on my current team, and a lot of it is just a comment, just to make a comment and keep it moving and not allow people to buy into it. But Tony Vitello was genuine in those comments when he says that he's focused on this baseball team and trying to win a national championship. I mean, that was truly the case. So I think that's one reason that he did not sign, is because he wasn't just completely oblivious to what was to come in the offseason or ignoring what was to come in the offseason. He has had subtle conversations through his representation with Tennessee all season long about potential stadium renovations, and mainly stadium renovations. So that's one reason that I don't think that he signed the extension during the season. And then also, like I said yesterday and maybe earlier this week as well, I mean, I think there's only a handful of jobs. I don't think you can count to 5 with the amount of jobs that he would leave for. So LSU being the perceived best job in college baseball, I'm not going to fault Tony Vitello. Although I don't like it that Tennessee's coach may bolt for LSU, I'm not going to fault Tony Vitello for maybe wanting to see how it plays out at the end of the season. He has earned the right to interview for the best job in college baseball with all the work that he's done throughout the years to put himself in that position. So I think that's also another reason that he had not signed. Is just because of he could have been a potential candidate at the best job in college baseball, and although as that makes you feel a little funky as a Tennessee fan because it puts you in limbo and you don't want to lose him, I'm not going to fault him for not that he pursued it per se, but maybe letting the chips fall where they may and see how they shake out. So I think those are the two reasons he didn't sign during the season. And as far as right now, I don't think he's trying to leverage things into seeing how high his stock is or to pursue other jobs. I don't think he's going to pursue other jobs. It was LSU or bust in terms of Tony Vitello leaving. That was the only job that he would have left for. He wasn't interested in TCU. He wasn't interested in Texas A&M. If Ole Miss were to have come open with Mike Bianco leaving for LSU, if LSU had hired Bianco, he would not have been interested in Ole Miss. So I don't think he's, now that the offseason is here, I don't think he's going to wait or hold off on signing an extension to try and, look at other jobs. I think it was LSU or bust.
Thank you for the call, Josh. Yeah, I think all those things. I agree with all those things during the season. I think now, you have the College World Series going on for another week or so,
till Tuesday or Wednesday.
So you got until Tuesday or Wednesday if you're Tennessee, Antonio Vitello, to. I'm not saying this is a deadline or anything. Like you got to do it, or the deal is off the table. But here's a golden opportunity to still make an impact at the College World Series. If this thing is done and Antonio Vitello signs the extension, he gets the raise. They're talking about this at the College World Series. It's a item that is going under on the bottom of your TV screen on the ticker.
Yep.
Antonio Vitello signs an extension with the Tennessee Volunteers. So there's a golden opportunity. We've been through so many football coaching searches where we have sit here and said, hey, man, what if they announced the head coach during the national championship game in football? And we've had so many opportunities to do that because you get a chance to kind of steal the spotlight and grab some headlines for free. Mm-hmm. So I think that would be a perfect opportunity to do that. But I understand being 100% focused, 100% locked in. Tony Vitello did not have representation his whole entire time in Tennessee. He did bring on Jimmy Sexton, and Jimmy Sexton runs college football. We understand that. He runs college athletics. We understand that, and he is going to get every penny for his client. It's just simple as that. That's business. So now, moving forward, now that Tony Vitello is back, now moving forward is a time that I'm really paying attention to because the LSU job is open. Now, what happens when or if Arizona's coach or Notre Dame's coach leave? That's going to open up a vacancy. Do they come calling Tony Vitello? I know Ben just said it's, LSU or bust, but do they come call Tony Vitello? And what kind of offer sheet or whatever are they going to provide for their next candidate? Because they're going to lose a good coach. So you don't want to lose a good coach to get a bad one. You want to get one of the ones who are out there that's one of the top ones in the country. So will Tony Vitello be pursued by the school that loses their coach to LSU? That's my question. So I know that Tennessee, and there's a lot of moving parts with the stadium renovations, whether or not you're going to use this new stadium in Knoxville that's bringing minor league baseball here, right, to downtown Knoxville. And then you have assistant coaches' salaries. You got his salary. So there's a lot of moving parts. But I do know that these things have been discussed for weeks and months, and a deal has been put in place. And now it's just really up to Tony to get a sign. If there's any more questions or any tweaks that need to be made, I mean, this is the time to do it. There's no more baseball to be played for Tennessee. So I don't expect this thing to drag out too much longer. But
you know who probably doesn't mind if it drags out a little bit longer? Who's on the same campus?
Who's that?
Josh Heupel.
Oh.
He's loving every minute of this, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just laying in the weeds, laying in the background. A couple of rests here and there with one of the biggest players of the offseason. Hey, we're okay. We got Tony Vitello on the news. Go Vols. Go baseballs. There we go.
One of the good things, though, that for Josh Heupel is, unfortunately, there's some fans that don't want to pay attention to football. Honestly, there's some fans that just like, hey, man.
See what happens.
All right. Football's the next sport up. Oh, goodness. But there's some other fans who are genuinely excited about the new culture, the new boss in charge. So I won't say it's split 50-50, but there are some fans that are like, I wish baseball was going longer so I can not have to think about football.
And to Brad's point, I think Josh Heupel wishes that baseball was going on longer as well, because Dallin Hayden committed to Ohio State on Sunday, and I saw just barely any comments about him leaving the state of Tennessee as a legacy for Ohio State, because that same day Tennessee was playing in the College World Series.
Yep.
Now, there were comments, not trying to say that, but if Tennessee baseball was not playing in the College World Series on that day, Twitter, the message boards would have gone into complete freak-out mode, and I saw very little freak-out mode.
Yeah.
I think there would
because baseball was playing that day.
Yeah, it would have been a meltdown.
But the respect that they have for Aaron, it wouldn't have been as bad as it could have been.
Well, and I think most
And you've done a great
level-headed
job getting that out there.
most level-headed people understand the situation and aren't going to fault the kid or Tennessee.
Agreed.
And National Signing Day is also a long ways away. So I guess we'll see. I don't know. But, Swain, to your point about another school pursuing Tony Vitello, if that school's head coach were to take the LSU job, if it's a school like Arizona or Notre Dame, because Arizona's Jay Johnson, Notre Dame's Link Jarrett have been the two names with Cliff Godwin at ECU that have been linked to the story that came out from LSU Beat Tweet yesterday. I would be stunned if Tennessee had to fend off Arizona or Notre Dame. Definitely ECU. That's not even a possibility. But Notre Dame, Arizona, they would be smart to come after Tony Vitello. But if Tony Vitello is not interested in Texas A&M, not interested in TCU, not interested in Ole Miss, he's not going to be interested in Arizona or Notre Dame if they come calling.
Yeah, I don't think any coach should be any coach that have aspirations of winning a championship should be interested in Notre Dame, because there's so many restrictions academically that kind of hinders a coach from recruiting at a high level. So, I mean, I look at Brian Kelly, and he's a hell of a coach, but just getting to the playoffs is the ceiling for Notre Dame. You ain't getting further than that because you're just not gonna match up. So you can't really maximize your abilities on the recruiting front at a place like Notre Dame. So I understand the prestige. I get all that, but it seems like Tony Vitello is trying to win a championship. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen in a place like Notre Dame.
Well, and we talk about coaches wanting to get to the SEC. That rings more true in college baseball than any other sport.
Mm.
So
it's not as dirty in recruiting as football.
Correct. Yeah. Now, the fan pressure is still there. Fan pressure is fan pressure regardless of what sport you play in the SEC. But that's also what makes the SEC so special, is because people are so passionate about their schools. But yes, it's not as dirty. But the SEC is truly the cream of the crop in college baseball. And I know football is in football, but in college baseball, it's just extreme. Although the ACC has had a good showing, and it looked like the SEC was really going to have a bad week. I mean, the past two nights, the SEC's had to win on miracle walk-offs. Well, Mississippi State's wasn't a walk-off, but it felt like a walk-off.
Yeah, they took care of business
with how they. But they were getting no hit in the eighth inning.
No,
then Vandy's about to go. Vanderbilt's about to be what they would have been the third team eliminated.
Yeah.
And so
wild pitch.
That's all I got to say about that.
Do you have a Swain? Do you have a sound noise for a Stanford tree?
Yeah.
That's me peeing. That's me peeing on the bush.
But
That's me peeing on the side of the tree.
I'm going to choose to believe that
Swain's going
that
R. Kelly on the mascot.
Oh my gosh, the tree is blowing in the wind. That's what I'm choosing to believe that you're doing.
There you go.
Sure. Let's get Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
I got a little frog in my throat this morning.
Interesting.
Clear it out there, Turkey Man.
I've been trying to clear it out. I got about three questions or comments, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Talk about Tony there and his
buffet.
Gonna get paid the highest. I think if I understood it right, he took probably one of the biggest cuts because of this COVID. Coaches, unlike the football coaches, but he still took losses, that way.
Well, everybody took a cut except for greedy ass football assistants. But his contract wasn't really favorable when it came to bonuses and things like that.
Okay.
If he would have won that whole deal, he wouldn't have got paid a lot of money. And then the coach of the year, in his contract, didn't really net him a lot of money either, which is why I think Tennessee is going to take care of him with the new contract, because his old contract wasn't necessarily great. He didn't have an agent, so you wonder like who did the contract. And now that he got Jimmy Sexton's not going to let him miss out on any more dollars moving forward.
Well, my question on that direction was, what's the most important thing about the contract for him? What you've seen. The other thing I was going to get Ben's comment on what exactly happened in that exchange of the umpires and the coach got ejected. What brought that on? And the other question I was going to ask you, Swain, was who's going to go to the SEC media days for represent the football team? Anyhow, I'll get out of here, guys. Have a good one.
Hey, thank you, Turkey Man. Ben?
So yesterday I misspoke when we were speaking about the Ross Kivett ejection. Tennessee was not hitting when he did get ejected. He was frustrated by the lack of control from the pitcher, which I believe at the time was Blake Tidwell, if I'm remembering correctly. But regardless, Kivett was upset with what was going on in the game, and he slammed his hand down on the rail, and that's when he got ejected. He got ejected for throwing his hand down, slamming the dugout rail, and the third base umpire, who was all the way on the other side of the field, the furthest away from the Tennessee dugout, the furthest away from Ross Kivett, who has had history with Ross Kivett dating back to when Ross Kivett was playing college baseball, ejected him for smacking the rail. And then that's when you saw Ross Kivett just absolutely lose his mind, and everything you saw on TV, the reading of the lips and the binder throwing, that's when all that took place. But who knows? Brad made the point that maybe they were chirping in the dugout, which I'm sure that they were chirping in the dugout. This Tennessee baseball team chirps in the dugout all 9 innings, regardless of the game. Whether it's February or June, the Tennessee baseball team chirps in the dugout at the umpire. So I'm sure that was going on, and maybe that was a build-up. But even if they were chirping, you don't eject somebody for slamming their hand on the rail, especially when you're all the way on the other side of the field and the furthest away from the dugout. So Ross Kivett slammed his hand on the rail because he was upset with something that had just taken place there in the game. And then after he got ejected, that's when he blew up, and you saw everything on TV.
Yeah, Ross only said, "I kick your tushy." That's all he said.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's all he said. I read his lips. "I'll kick your tushy." That's what he said.
I don't think you know how to read lips properly.
I read his lips. Slow-mo. "I'll kick your tushy." That's what he said. Case closed. All right? It's not enough for debate. He tweeted out 14 hours ago. Wow, what a ride. This 2021 group took us on. Such an easy group to come to work for. So proud to be a part of it. Vol Nation stood up taller than ever before. It was an honor to represent you, even if the chili got a little too hot at times. That was from Ross Kivett 14 hours ago. 5 p.m. yesterday. He just told the ref the umpire he's gonna kick his tushy. That's all. I like how Vol Twitter ended the dude yesterday who was trying to bring all this attention to, Ross's behavior. Hey man, it happens.
Especially in baseball.
It happens. It happens. If you are the superiors, you say, Hey Ross, we can't be doing that here at Tennessee. Can't be doing it. And then when everybody's leaving the room, it's just you and Ross, you say, hey Ross, come here. Hey man, that was a good job. I would do the same thing. I gotta reprimand you because I have to, but I don't really want to. Give me a fist pump. That's how you do it, Ross. That's how you do it.
What'd she say when she saw it?
That's one of those situations.
Yeah.
That's one of those situations. You gotta say something to them, but you understand. And then you still give him a fist pump. Sometimes you gotta put it on the table, son. 865-255-03. I'll be right back.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? A true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over. It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Time for Around the SEC. It's Brad Matthews, Jason Swain, and Ben McKee on your free Swain Event app for Android Apple devices. You can view the show on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We got a couple segments coming up. Attaboy, touchdown, turnover. But first, let's go around the SEC. And Ben, what do you have for us today? I know Tennessee's involved today.
Yes, Tennessee is involved, but the big news out of the SEC right now is what we led the show with this morning, and that is that according to a report from Glenn Gullible. Gullible.
Hold on, man. I got the howtopronounce.com. I got his name pulled up.
Do you have the Cajun accent in there?
Shoot him.
Nah, I don't.
Glenn Gullible of the Lafayette Daily Advertiser.
Giblo.
I don't even understand what she's saying.
What is she saying?
I don't know. What kind of website is this? This is howtopronounce.com. I put his last name in, and I can't even understand her.
Guibo.
No, I don't think she's saying. Did she say gazebo?
I gotta ask Matt Moscona.
Guibo.
I gotta ask Matt.
Yes, ask him to spell it out phonetically.
I need him to call in and just say his name and hang up.
That's fair. Or give us his take and inside information on what's going on there.
He's been on vacation. He actually been up here. He's been up here the whole time.
Did you go have lunch with him?
In Pigeon Forge. No, man. I'm still mad at LSU fans.
Gotcha. Anyways, Mr. Glenn of the Lafayette Daily Advertiser reported that Arizona coach Jay Johnson, ECU coach Cliff Godwin, and Notre Dame coach Link Jarrett are the final three candidates for the job. So that was the biggest news around the SEC yesterday.
The next biggest.
Is it Tennessee themed?
I think it should be Tennessee themed.
Okay, well, I think I was going to save it for Attaboy if we're thinking.
I think that's something that you mentioned both man, because
Bofa,
man. I think it's Attaboy and it's big time news.
Okay, well, Tennessee softball announced yesterday that co-head coach Ralph Weekley will retire, and Karen Weekley will take over head coaching duties full time. So a big shakeup, obviously in the college softball world, but also a big shakeup at the University of Tennessee. We've always seriously joked.
No emails.
Well, what I'm about to say is not bad, but we always joked about how, the Weeklies have been the mainstay on campus over the last 2 decades. And I say seriously joked because we said it as a joke, like towards the football team and basketball team and whatnot. But it was also like on the same note, like a tip of the hat to the Weeklies because they have had so much success over the years. But Tennessee softball co-head coach Ralph Weekley announced his retirement on Wednesday after a decorated 35-year coaching career highlighted by 20 years at the helm of the Lady Vols program. This is in the press release that Tennessee put out. Karen Weekley will assume all head coaching responsibilities after leading the program alongside her husband for the last 20 years. She has agreed to a contract extension through June of 25. Tennessee Athletics looks forward to recognizing and celebrating Ralph Weekley during the Lady Vols' 2022 softball season. Ralph Weekley said, "I have worked every day since I entered the military at age 17. I have had a fulfilling life as a father, husband, student, soldier, special agent, teacher, and coach. In every endeavor, I have been surrounded by amazing people whose talents allowed me to succeed and make me a better person. I thank Joan Cronin for hiring us at Tennessee and allowing Karen and I to mentor and coach hundreds of wonderful young women. I was fortunate to work with many fantastic coaches and administrators, to include the legendary Pat Summitt. I thank every player I have ever coached for their commitment to excellence on and off the playing field. Each player, male or female, has a place in my heart. I will always be a VFL and cherish the memories I made at each stop. Most of all, I thank my family for their support, patience, and counsel. Karen is the smartest person I have ever known. I know she will make Tennessee softball even greater and continue our quest for a national championship. So Ralph Weekly finishes 1,450 and 481. So 1,450 career wins, and that includes Pacific Lutheran 1986 to 1994, Tennessee Chattanooga 1995 to 98, and also 2001, and then at Tennessee from 2002 to 2021. So his 1,450 career wins is number 4 all time among NCAA softball coaches in career wins.
Have y'all seen the video clip of, or I think it's a GIF of the person swinging on the swing while there's like a huge fire in the background, and they just look so calm and collected and no worry in the world, not a bit of a concern in the world. That reminds me of like the weekly softball program. Because think about like the times they've been here at Tennessee together, and all the crap that's been going on in the background with basketball recruiting scandals with Bruce Pearl, the barbecue, just recently with Pruitt, and then all the coaching searches and the failure at football games and all that. I mean, you even had a Lady Vol get arrested not too long ago, and it was, we didn't spend much time on it, but I mean, you had one get arrested for shoplifting, Tommy Hilfiger of all things. So like you have all this stuff that's been going around the softball program with other sports, and all they've done is graduate their girls, compete for championships. No one got in trouble. No scandal with the coaches. No drama. Just winning, competing for championships, and doing it the right way. That's weekly softball program. And now Karen gets to hold down the fort by herself. Maybe you just take Ralph's money that he was going to get and just put it with my salary. How about we just do that? How about we're sharing the office? How about we make the office bigger now? This is my time to shine. Karen Weekly. No, just kidding. But maybe just kidding. But man, just I wish that this was announced a couple days later and it wasn't like in the middle of Tennessee's baseball return and all that. I wish this was, put out a week later so that way Ralph Weekly can smell every flower in the bouquet because he deserves it. Anything else for around the SEC?
No.
Gotcha. About to take a break at the top of the hour.
Do you have anything else for around the SEC?
No, that was it, man. That was, Ralph Weekly, man, a legend in the softball game, compete for championships, winning at a high level, and it did the right way. So, he was the number one topic for me and around the SEC. Vol in Birmingham says, it is so surprising to me that people still try to come at Vol Twitter. Vol Twitter will jump on you faster. Oh, my gosh.
You can say that.
Than an Alabama softball player on a donut. I only said that because it's Alabama. It's a joke with Alabama and Tennessee. Don't try to cancel folks like they trying to do Charles Barkley.
Folks are trying to cancel Charles Barkley?
Oh yeah, his
that was terrible.
His San Antonio fat women jokes. Yeah. He was only joking about women in San Antonio. I mean, so. Oh, Tennessee Tiger says it's Gilbo. It's Gilbo.
Guibo.
That's his name, Gilbo. LSU beat tweet It's Gilbo. Dan, aren't you excited now? We got it right? No? Cool. Hour 2 coming up around the corner. Touchdown turnover. Be right back.